Tell us how you first got started in pageants. How did it happen?
Well, I was kind of the pageant little sister. You know, I actually, I did compete in pageants when I was younger. It was really Kim's thing, you know what I'm saying? But I loved it. I actually, when I was 10, started competing in just little local pageants. But honestly, I was always just the follower. And I kind of had a track after Kim won Miss Georgia to go and be Miss Georgia. I did some preliminaries, but I got pregnant unexpectedly. And then my husband and I actually got married that very same year. And that kind of ruined it all. But I did go back and win a Mrs. pageant about 2 years after my son was born, so that was kind of cool.
Okay, so you just have one son, right? No daughters?
No, just a son, honey. If we had daughters, Kim and I, we would be going crazy, girl.
I was gonna say, what would happen with these girls? They'd all be in the pageant lifestyle, right?
God knew what he was doing, because our husbands would be broke as jokes if we had girls.
Oh my! Well,
Actually, my son's 16, and then my sister, her sons are 7 and 5. So we've got all boys. But my son's grown, so he's driving a car and doing his thing, girl.
Oh, I know. We saw in the episode he's driving and everything.
My vehicle.
Your car.
Right. He does not have his own car yet.
No, not yet.
Does not have his own car yet, but yes, he borrows mine occasionally.
I know, you wonder how people, like, they're driving on the road like it's no big deal, but it's like that driving lesson, it's so intimidating.
Girl, it's not me. I'm like, you've got to get your dad doing this, and we're actually going to do some driver's education, because not only do I get 15% off of my insurance, but he desperately needs it, and he's a little bit behind the game. You know, he waited a little bit to get his license, which we're totally fine with, because we don't mind carting him up and down the road.
Yeah.
But it's time, so we've been driving a lot more, so hopefully soon he'll be able to get his license and get a job.
Well, we hope on the episodes like of King of Queens, everybody stays updated and we get to see all this exciting stuff go down.
You do, and listen, this next season, you know, I'm glad you said that, because this next season, you're going to see a lot of different stuff, and we're really excited about that. You're going to get to see Kim do her thing, because as you know, she's very inspirational, and she has a message every single show. So we want the message to be portrayed, and then we have this transformation portion of the show where we take girls that don't necessarily do pageants or are not the girly type, right? And then we transform them into these just blooming young women, not necessarily pageant girls, but, you know, for their life. So that's going to be a great aspect. But then you're really going to get to see a lot of our family dynamic, which is actually, people say that we're kind of crazy, you know, and everybody says, you know the deal. Everybody says, we've got a crazy family. We all need to be on reality TV. No, we really have a crazy family. And so you're going to get to see a lot more of that dynamic this season. And we're excited about that. We're really excited about that.
That's very exciting.
I don't know if it's a good thing, girl.
No, wait a minute. We're watching you guys, and we're wishing over here we were like you. Seriously.
Oh, you were something else. Well, come on, join the family, girl. We'll adopt you.
We're coming over.
Everybody says, will you adopt us? Sure, we'll adopt you. Come on, we'll take you.
Okay. Seriously, because you guys are your inspirational levels, your confidence level.
It starts at home, because, and it started really with my dad for Kim and I. You know, he always poured into us when we were children, you're beautiful, you're worth it, you should be self-confident, you should know who you are, you should be okay with who you are, even if that's not the Polly Princess perfect type, right?
Wow.
And so we grew up knowing that from a very young age, and everybody says, where do y'all get your self-confidence from?
Exactly, that's what we want to know.
Yeah, and honestly, Kim will tell you she doesn't believe in self-confidence, and I kind of get her gimmick of her saying of, I don't believe in self-confidence. We are, of course, strong in our faith, and so we draw a lot of our self-confidence from the good Lord.
Yes.
So we believe that confidence comes from there, but we also believe that our parents instilled that in us at a young age and told us we could do anything we wanted to do. And we never stopped believing that, girl. And to be honest with you, you know, Kim and I are a lot alike, and we're a lot different. You can see that on the show. You know, I'm more of the wild child. I'll just say it, the rebellious one, the one that went out and went astray at 18 years old. But you always come back to your roots. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I definitely did. And Kim actually walked the very straight and narrow path. But people have a perception in their mind that if you walk the straight and narrow, and if you do the right thing, and you're strong in your faith, and you can voice that opinion, that's just so, what do you say? You're in the box or whatever, you know, or you're just so straight edged. And that's not true, girl, because we love to have fun.
Exactly. I know.
We love to have a good time now.
Right? Well, we love now that you have this show that you're like helping inspire people all over the world. So if they're watching this, even like you said, like Kim says, like everybody, it's a learning lesson each episode. Sure. So that's great for people to watch this at home. And you're inspiring so many people. So I love it.
Thank you. That just means a ton to us.
You really are. I don't even know if you guys realize it so much. You just inspire so much. So
we don't realize it. And you know what's happened is it's people like you and people that we've come in contact with that share that it even hit me the other day. We were driving in a car. We were going to a photo shoot in Alabama. Me, Mom, Kim, and I don't know if y'all know Amy, but Amy is the boss of the business, okay? Oh. Amy is my sister's best friend. We call her a sister from another mister. She is she's our rock and keeps us steady. You know, she's the person that's, you got to be here at this time, you got to do this. Well, we were all in the car the other day, and I said, Kim, you know, I almost started to cry because I said, I get so many messages every day that tell me how much they need this show. People need this show to put a smile on their face or to grab a message or to be inspired. And yeah, girl, I don't think we really have realized the impact of that yet, but it's coming. It's slowly sinking in, and I knew that would happen, but it kind of hit me in the car the other day, and I said, that touches me, you know? It touches me, and it makes me feel good that we're doing something good for somebody.
Exactly.
And the message is simple. It's just love. If we can all just love each other for who each other is and just uplift each other and encourage each other and quit tearing each other down, then the world would be a better place, girl.
Better place, exactly.
Yeah,
they need to listen to you guys. They need to listen.
I wish everybody would.
So can you tell me, do you think Kim McQueen's will ever come out on DVD?
You know, we hope so.
Okay.
Yeah, there's been some talk of that. And, you know, we just got our second season. I don't know if you know that, but we start filming actually next Wednesday. And the first episode of season 2 will come out June 17th, I believe.
Okay.
So we're hoping with, you know, securing a season 2, hopefully a season 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Yes, keep going.
That somewhere in the midst of that, we will have some DVD release.
Okay, great. That would be exciting.
Yeah.
Also, we want to talk about the finale. Your team won with Alexis and Hannah. Yes. That was so exciting, and I love their whole ventriloquism thing that they did.
It was actually, and I'll just be honest with you, you didn't see this off camera. I mean, we did this off camera, but actually, my mother is so mad about that because that was actually her idea.
Really?
And then they gave that team to me.
Oh.
Yeah, and so she was like, that's not fair, Allisyn, that's not fair. But it was so unique, and everybody, because I have the questionable taste, and I'm the fun coach, that necessarily maybe wants to have more fun than work sometimes, I think they were really sketched out thinking, yeah, Al's not going to pull this out with her team. But, girl, I knew my team. I had Alexis, and then I had Smarty McTardy Hannah, who is smarter than a whip. And then I had Tatisa and Deb, who are like helicopter moms, who will hover over them until they get it right. I thought, win-win. I don't have to do much. You know, they just do their thing. We did get together and practice some. But I had a great team, man. I mean, I knew that my team was going to prevail. And honestly, that was 2 weeks in a row. Because, you know, Mara, I fought for her in swimsuit to do the swimsuit competition. She won Grand Supreme at that pageant. And the next week, girl, my girls won again.
Yep. See?
It was redemption day for Al.
Exactly. They need to listen to you more often.
I know. What's up with that, right? They're like, Allisyn, your way is kooky. How can you keep winning like this, right?
See?
I got a good team, girl. I got a good team.
You got a good team. Exactly.
Yeah.
And we love your whole bedazzling thing. You got to tell us about this. How obsessed are you with bedazzling?
I'm pretty obsessed. Now, I'm obsessed to the point, yes, when I said on camera that I would bedazzle my car if I could, I would. I actually recently had Canada Car Lashes send me some lashes for my car. And I drive a Camaro, so we're trying to figure out how to install them on that car. But it even comes with like a bedazzled eyeliner that goes on the lash.
Oh, come
Girl,
on.
shut up. That is like fabulous.
Wow.
Fabulosity.
That is awesome.
And I love to bedazzle. It's funny, people will go into stores and they'll take pictures now of like bedazzling guns and stuff, and I'll get them all over my Facebook, my Twitter, all kinds of stuff. It's so funny. I love it, girl. Anything you can zhuzh up, zhuzh it up.
Do that. Exactly.
Do it, girl.
Wait, your cell phone, it's not bedazzled?
Oh, yeah. It's sparkly.
Oh, there it is. Okay, it's sparkling. Good.
Sparkly and blue, honey. Yes. I change them out daily, though. I have like 50 cases.
Do you?
And I just change them out with whatever I'm feeling.
Yeah, exactly. You have to.
Just order a bunch of cheap ones, and you can just change them out daily.
I know exactly what you're feeling. The color of your outfit, it's got to match everything.
Girl, yes.
Exactly. So now when you bedazzle stuff, I want to know if you're doing like shoes or something, do you glue them on or...
Typically, either if it's on a fabric, you want to use a fabric glue because you don't want hot glue can tend to get too puffy underneath, and then it also leaves almost a residue on the back of it a little bit. So I always use a fabric glue if I'm doing something fabric. Now shoes, it depends on how quick I need them. If I forgot to do something, which happens a lot, and I have to rush to do it, then I have to use hot glue on shoes or something like that. If it's a fabric, I try to remember to do that stuff a week before because it takes a little while to set in. But fabric glue for fabric, and you can do hot glue for shoes and stuff of a tough nature. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So do you use like tweezers and kind of just...
Actually, I just use my hands because if I start using tweezers and everything, I just get my hands dirty, girl. Yeah. I just get them dirty and just start pushing them right on there and all that. It's too much. I ain't got time to sit there. Ooh,
exactly. You really have to have patience for this kind of stuff, though, you know? I mean...
Yeah, and girl, I have none. So how the crap I get doing bedazzling and I'm cool with it, I don't even know.
Exactly, oh my goodness. And then tell us also some makeup tips. Any advice, anything?
Yeah, let me tell you, Kim and Mom and I have been doing some workshops over the past couple months while we've had some time off from filming. And we've been doing some makeup tip stuff, and then we've been doing an intensive communication class, a walking class, just really boosting girls' self-confidence. Now, when you get 36 like this, you got to do all that, okay? I'm kidding. But anyways, a good, and this is a good, so what I'll do is give you a tip that's good for everybody. Okay? And including you who maybe doesn't wear base and all that stuff. Highlighting and contouring is key.
Okay.
So, when you contour, and you probably can't see because of my kitchen light, but when you contour, you want to suck in like this.
Do that, okay.
And then you take like a dark bronzer and you go right along the cheekbones here.
The cheekbones. Okay.
And then you just put blush in this area. Now that's a contouring part that you really want to have because it makes you look, for people that need to look a little thinner in the face. And then you always bronze right here at the top of your head. Okay? Now you go back and you use a white concealer or highlighter. For your nose. Above your eyes, okay? Catch this. Below your eyes. Around your mouth. Okay? And right here, right up under where you did that bronzing. So you highlight your T-zone, right? You highlight under the eyes because, gosh, we all have these circles under our eyes, right? And then you highlight right here. And then you contour here with the bronzer and here. And girl, it just makes you pop. It works for camera. It works for pictures. Now, Kim says don't get crazy and do your makeup like that every day. Girl, I do it every day like that. I don't care what she says. I try to look thin every day, okay? So I have to do all that every day. But somebody like you won't need to do that. Okay. But it's all about highlighting and contouring. And you can also find those tips on Kim's website at kimbravel.com. Okay. She's got some excellent makeup tips there. She also has tutorials. And she also has a great recipe for an exfoliation scrub because the key to good skin is exfoliating. And if you do not exfoliate, your skin never gets the dead stuff off. Right. And you've got to exfoliate. So that's key. So the tips I would give today is highlighting, contouring, and exfoliation at least once a week.
Okay. And your face, you know what? It looks like it's like perfectly airbrush smooth. Very smooth, you know?
I use a really good makeup girl from Hardy Girl. We have our own cosmetic line, Hardy Girl Cosmetics. And I do use our cosmetics. And I'll tell you, it's good stuff. Makeup is makeup, but when you find something that's got good pigment in it and lasts for the day, you tend to go with that stuff. And our lines not expensive. It's a very middle of the road line. And so all of our products, they work really well. They do.
Well, it shows. Like I said, your face looks
Thank
fabulous.
you, girl.
Love it. And do you straighten your hair?
My hair is straight as a board anyways. But, this cut, I know you can see it here. This cut, I still have to straighten it with a straightener.
Oh, you do?
Because I want to get that look, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, and I want it to get that swing look like that. So I'll definitely straighten it. But it really is straight as a board. And my hairdresser always says, why do you straighten it, Allisyn? It's straight.
It's straight.
I'm like, because I feel better when I straighten it. I don't know.
Exactly. It gives you that sleek look. Like, it's perfect. So.
Well, it's funny. It took me forever to find somebody that could do my cut.
Oh,
this
really?
cut, for some reason, I don't know if it's my hair texture or what, but they tend not to like to cut it up in the back, and I kind of like it cut up in the back.
Yeah.
So they get nervous, when they're like, because I guess it's me, because I sit down, I'm like, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. Don't mess my hair up now.
I know. And is that your natural hair color?
It actually is not.
Oh, it's not.
I do have dark hair. Really, it's just dark like yours, but recently I've been getting into that purple violet.
Yes, love it.
To the hair. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it a little bit?
Yes.
My best friend is in school to be a cosmetologist, so I'm kind of her guinea pig. But I don't really consider myself her guinea pig because she's really good at color. Like, she should just already be doing it for a living or whatever. But yeah, I use a 6RV, a Kenra 6RV, and I love it. It's got the red, it's got the violet, but it also still keeps my hair dark.
Yes, exactly. I really love it.
Thank you, girl. You have to do that. Yours looks good too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I've never done my hair, but thank you. Where do you find that?
Well, here's the thing. You got to have a cosmetologist friend because she goes to like a cosmetology shop that only cosmetologists or students get in. But I do know, and honey, Kim swears by Miss Clairol. She loves Miss Clairol.
Yeah.
But any store brand that's got a 6RV in it, and all you got to do is turn the box over and look, we'll have it. It may not last as long as something you get from a wholesale cosmetologist store, but you get the same effect, girl.
Right.
You know how that.
Exactly. And how does your hair look in the sun? Like, what color does it look?
It looks violet.
Does it?
Really violet, purple.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's neat, though. I love it.
Well, what's funny is you can't really see it. Like when we do interviews on green screen, when you see us on the interview parts where it's just us talking to the camera,
right?
We're sitting, there's a green screen behind us, there's nothing behind us, and they just insert those backdrops.
Oh, yeah.
And I always am afraid that the lighting in that is going to be, my hair's going to look purple. My mom is like, I like your hair dark, don't get crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's the old school in her.
Right.
Don't get crazy. But and I'm always afraid that violet would just be like so purple, but it's not. You can still see the darkness in my hair, and I like it dark because I'm so light-skinned, as you can relate.
Yeah.
I'm so light-skinned that it really makes my features pop.
Exactly.
So I don't want to lose. Yeah, I don't want to lose the darkness in it. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I know.
So thank God it doesn't show up like that on camera.
Right. I know. So when you're not doing pageants and everything like that, what do you guys like to do for fun? Like,
oh gosh, girl. Honestly, like today, I'll just give you an example.
Okay.
This is Family Fun Day. Every Saturday's Family Fun Day with my boys, my husband Rick and my son Brooks. And so today we will smoke ribs on our smoker out in the backyard. We'll wash our dogs. No, that doesn't sound fun, but that's fun to us.
Yes.
And we'll relax. That's what we like to do. We're also lake people. We have a lake house. So in the summertime, we spend probably almost every weekend at the lake. And we boat and ski and water tube and all that stuff. We're into that kind of stuff. But on Sunday afternoons is family day, and Kim and her boys and her husband and mom and dad and Amy. I told you about Amy.
Yes, Amy.
And my boys and I, we all go to Mom's. We plop it down. We eat the best food we've eaten all week because Mom cooks. And then we sit on Mom's back porch and do nothing.
That's nice. Exactly. But that's like the best thing, just to chill. You know what I mean?
That's it, girl. It's just quality time with the fam, honey. Because when we start filming next week, we'll work 6 days a week for about 12 to 14 hours every day. And we won't see our family. Well, Tim, Mom, and I will see each other a little bit too much. But the boys, it's almost like all of our boys are MIA for 10 weeks. So it's hard. It's really hard for them, because they have to be Mr. Moms, and grocery shop and make sure the clothes are cleaned and make sure the boys are fed and taken to school and doing their thing, and it's hard. It's hard for them. So this is our last hurrah weekend. We call it the last hurrah. Every time this happens, it's the last hurrah before the 10 weeks starts, And
I wanted to ask you, did Lifetime reach out to you guys for the show, or how did that happen?
Excuse me. We actually, I'd say 5 years ago, Kim met a guy named Oliver Bogner. And you can always Google that, Bogner Entertainment.
Okay.
And Oliver's dad and he and his mother have been in the business in LA forever. But Oliver at the time was 17 years old. Okay, he was 17 years old, looking to be the next biggest finder of talent. I don't know what you call that, but somebody who finds talent and sells it to networks. And so at 17, he reached out to Kim, and Kim was at a point in her life where she had a musical group, and she was traveling the U.S., singing with this group, and really had been trying to pursue her dream of television with her music group. And it just never happened for them. It just was not in the cards for them. For whatever reason, that was not God's plan. And I remember when she started to say, it's not in God's plan for me to do this with Beloved, which was the name of the group at the time. She said, and I don't know that, she goes, but God's speaking to me, and I don't know that this is what he's saying, but I'm going to follow. And she said, he's telling me that I need to film something with you and Mom. She said, so why don't we just sit down at Mom's one day, have Amy take a high definition little video camcorder, and just tape us talking, just sitting around a round table talking about our pageant experience. My mom was in pageants, I did some, but more over that Kim was, competed in Miss America, and that we all love to coach girls on life and pageants. So we sat around a table for 20 minutes, talk, run our mouth with our crazy selves, and just sent the video to Oliver. And he had been trying to sell Kim and her group in some kind of show, for probably a year and a half at that point, and nobody ever grabbed it. Okay, they liked Kim and they liked her inspiration, but they didn't necessarily like the niche of the show. Okay, that was about older women. Okay, that's kind of what the niche of the show was. So Kim sends this video to Oliver and says, Oliver, just on a gamut, I'm sending it to you. This is me, my mom, and my sister Al. Not sure where this will go, but here's a video. Oliver then, in return, ships that out to several networks. And I would say within a matter of 3 days, networks were calling him going, yeah, we would like to meet with this girl. There's something there.
Wow.
So I think it was Kim's inspirational side, but I think Mom and I made good sidekicks for her. And I think that was the thing, is the sidekick thing.
That was a catch. Yeah,
it had to be something where people could connect with.
Yeah.
I don't know that they could quite connect with the beloved, hit pitch. I don't know if they could quite connect with that. But they connected with the family dynamic pitch. And if you notice, people connect with the Duck Dynasty family dynamic pitch.
Yeah, they do.
So we kind of pitched ourselves as the Girl Duck Dynasty. You know what I'm saying? The girls Duck Dynasty.
Exactly.
And so Oliver called and said, Lifetime wants to talk to you, Kim. They've got something big. And honestly, that conversation where Lifetime had picked up and said, we were interested in the show, You're Gonna Die, was 2.5 years ago. That's how long it takes.
That's how long it takes.
From the time they say, we're going to buy your show. We're going to run a pilot on your show. We're going to do all this stuff. That's how long it actually takes to production time.
Wow.
And I don't know if anybody knows this, but we skipped pilot. We got to skip right over the pilot, and we just got our first season. We feel blessed for that. Most people do not get to do that. Most people take 6 episodes, they put it on TV, they see how people react to it. And then they, based on those numbers, will purchase the first season. Well, we got our first season was purchased basically off of a one-shot video that we did. We call it the presentation tape. They came down for one day. They filmed us for one day. They sent that presentation tape, and they bought the entire first season off of that presentation tape and never aired it. Never aired it, just bought it. Wow. They really believed in the show.
Wow.
And then, you know, we've kept 1 million viewers every week. And that was kind of our goal the first season, to keep 1 million viewers. And if we could do that, then we probably had a season 2. And praise God, we do.
Thank God, I know.
Yeah, God's just good. He's just really working. And we're just listening. We're not pushing anything. You know, Kim's at ease about this. We're at ease about this. The Lord's got a plan for us, whatever it is. And so we're just following. We've had to really step out on faith. I had to quit my job, which, you know, when you're the breadwinner in your family and you make decent money and all those things, you really have to step out on faith and say, you know, it's going to work out.
Yeah.
You know, God's pushed me. We prayed about it. He's pushing me to do this. Kim said, Allisyn, I'm telling you, move on this. And we did. And I just cannot tell you how blessed we've been abundantly from it. So we're really happy, really, really happy that we get to share.
That's exciting. And I love the whole backstory, because you watch the show and you're like, how did this actually begin and how did it all get started and happen? And you just gave us the insight, and that's just an amazing story.
Doesn't it? Yeah, it's a cool story. And honestly, little Oliver Bogner, I think he's now 20 or something. 21. Oh, no, he just turned 21. I'm sorry. He just turned 21. You want to talk about a success story. Wow. Because what's happened in return, he's gotten a job with Relativity Real, which is a huge production company that actually is our production company. He secured himself a nice job. He's 21 years old. He's still in college at Chapman University in LA. He was on the 30 under 30 Forbes list this past go round. So what an amazing story that he's even gotten from this. And he is a fabulous, wonderful person. And the Bogners, I could not say enough about Mr. and Mrs. Bogner and Oliver. They are just talented, really good people. We visited Hollywood about a month and a half ago and had dinner with them and met with our production company and met with Lifetime and just said, you know, we love y'all, got to see them face to face and really connect with everybody. And it was a good time. They're good people, and I wish them much success. I hope that Oliver gets what he's dreamed of from all of this. You know, we're hoping that happens for him too. That's
really great. I love all these stories. They're all so amazing. Good. I love hearing them. Wow.
It's nice. It's nice to know that we're just little people from the burbs of Atlanta, honey, that just tried our whole lives to be something and entertain. And Kim's tried. And I don't think at 42, and now I'm 36, and Mom's 67. I don't think we ever imagined we'd be here at that time in our life. I think we thought if this happened, it would have been when we were younger. But whatever the plan, we're here and we're ready to do it. So.
Exactly. I remember seeing the first promo, it showed watch Kim of Queens coming up, and I'm like, I have to see the show. When I saw it, I was like, it's so great, I have to see it. It's it had a different kind of vibe to it than other TV shows, you know what I mean? So it really lured me in to say I have to watch this. And then we watched the first episode, and I'm like, oh, this is great, I got to see it again and again. And then the finale came up, and I'm like, no, it can't be done. I know,
so, it was quick, wasn't it?
It was quick.
It was quick. It was very quick. But you know what? Most seasons are there 12 or 13 episodes. We had 10 our first go round. That's fine. We're about to put out another 10. And the network's already talking about, well, maybe we'll add 4 or 5 onto the end of it.
Yeah,
so
add them on.
Things change. So hopefully this season we'll get a good 12 to 15 out of them.
Yes, that would be great.
Yeah, it would.
And then can you tell us, has your life changed then since the show? Do you get recognized out and about?
Yeah, and that's a catch-22.
Yeah.
Needless to say, I can no longer go to the local Wally World in my PJ pants with no makeup on.
Exactly. So, can't do that no more.
And honestly, I kind of enjoyed that.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly, I know.
And now it's like, hey, aren't you Allisyn from Kim of Queens? Can I get a picture with you? And I'm like, and that picture's going to make some kind of social media, so I probably shouldn't look really, really bad. You know what I mean?
Remember when Kim said don't go full out on the makeup? You gotta, because see how many people you're gonna see? You have to.
You have to. I'm like, I have to slap a pair of lashes on just to go to the Wally World.
I know.
Isn't that funny?
I know. And the times I find that you're dressed at your worst, you see everybody and you run into everybody.
Why? Is that everybody from the church? I'll see everybody from the church on the day I decided not to get ready.
I know. But luckily you're prepared. You're good. So you're always ready.
That's right. That's right.
You know, this is a good question. I want to know, how long does it take you to get ready every morning?
Oh, Lord. What would you say, Brooks? He said, oh, Mom. Probably a good hour.
An hour.
I'd say a good hour.
Yeah.
Now, maybe an hour and a half.
Yes, I know. I know how it is. I know.
It depends. It depends on if I have to put lashes on, because that takes 15 minutes trying to get those little things just perfect on the eyelashes. And it depends on if I'm going to wear base makeup that day. I may just slap some powder and blush on and call it a day. But most of the time, about an hour.
Yeah, yeah. And don't you hate it when you have to wake up early, then you have to wake up an hour earlier just to do your makeup and hair and straighten and the lashes and...
Yeah. And call time, the producers will look at you, they're like, your call time's 7 a.m. And you're like, that means I got to get up at, okay, I got to get up at 5 in the morning to get ready, you know?
I know.
When you do TV, you can't just choose not to wear makeup that day.
No, you can't.
No, it's got to be decked out to the nines. So,
exactly.
yeah.
You got to be good.
Yeah.
And it is part of the self-confidence thing. Don't you just feel much more, like you feel better when you wear makeup? You know what I mean? It just...
Girl, listen, any lady or any girl that tells you, I don't have to wear that stuff to make me feel better, I don't bull.
Yeah, exactly.
We all feel better. I can be sick as a dog in bed with strep throat, but if I put my makeup on, girl, I feel better. It's something up here, right?
It is.
Subconsciously.
Exactly.
Sure.
So some fun facts. Go ahead and tell us one thing we may not know about you.
I quit smoking July 4th of last year.
Yay! That's exciting. How hard was that for you?
Yeah, and listen, I was a smoker for 15 years.
Oh, wow.
It actually was an addiction problem for me, but I have really inspired other people, and so I have to talk about that, right?
Yes, you have to.
And I married a non-smoking man who said, I hate it. My son hated it. Of course, I didn't smoke in my house or anything like that, but it actually was I have so much energy. It was actually a decompressor for me.
Yeah.
But I've learned to decompress in other ways, which is just taking a walk. I mean, whatever I got to do. But that's something you may not know about me. Mm-hmm. But it's a triumph, and I'm coming up on a year of smoke-free, not touched one. They actually make me sick to get around them now.
Yeah.
So God just took it away. Bless him. I don't. That's just. He heals people. He healed me of that. So that's something you may not know about me.
Wow, that's great. So happy for you. That's good.
I feel so much better.
Do you?
My entire, I know this sounds weird. My entire life has changed.
Really?
I thought my life revolved around cigarettes. It was kind of sad.
Wow.
Yeah. I actually prayed about it for 4 months. I set a date in February of last year, and I said, July 4th is Independence Day. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be independent of cigarettes. I'm not going to be dependent on cigarettes anymore. And July 4th came, and no lie, on July 3rd at 10 o'clock that night, I smoked my last cigarette. I had just bought a brand new pack. I ripped every single one of them up. My husband watched me throw them in the trash can. And he says to this day, I've never seen you near another one. And I didn't do anything to replace the habit. I did not use a patch. Uh-huh. I did not chew the gum. I did not do that electronic cigarette. I did nothing. I cold turkey quit. I said, you know what? I learned something about me.
Yeah.
In the process of that, I can do anything I want to do.
Exactly.
Anything I want to do. If I can quit an addiction of 15 years, I can do anything I want to do.
You really can. And then, do you have a favorite fast food restaurant?
Hello. Woo, woo. I love Chick-fil-A, girl.
Oh my gosh, it's the best.
But I'm good with Chick-fil-A and I love it, but you can't eat it every day.
Yeah, no.
But I'll tell you, every now and then, I will be driving by a McDonald's and I'll be thinking that I have not eaten a Big Mac in a month and a half. Because it's not something you can eat all the time.
Right.
The other day, me and Mom and Kim and Amy were driving back from Alabama, and we were like, we're going to be bad. Really, really bad. And I said, y'all, how long has it been since you've had a Big Mac? And they said, oh, Lord, probably 2 months, 3 months. I said, me too. Can we please stop and get a Big Mac? We went into that McDonald's, and of course we meet people because they're, oh, we know who you are. They made us the freshest Big Mac I have ever put in my mouth.
Oh, my gosh.
We were in heaven. We were in total heaven.
Wow.
And we sat right there and ate it every bit. It was horrible for us.
Horrible, yet so good.
Yes. Such a guilty pleasure.
No, how about Popeyes? Do you like Popeyes?
Yeah. Oh, my son, he's sitting right across from me. My son is a freak about Popeyes.
Really?
That and Church's chicken. He likes Church's too. He loves it.
Yes. Oh my gosh, so good. And I was going to ask you too, I was thinking Georgia. Varsity, what is that? Is that a hot dog place? You like that too?
Varsity.
The Varsity.
You can't ever come to the ATL and not eat at the Varsity. You have to eat at the Varsity. And their slogan is you come up to the counter and they scream at you. That's what they do. That's part of it. What do you have? What do you have? What do you have? That's their thing.
Oh my God.
And you always want to get a chili dog from the Varsity, onion rings. I'm giving you the best meal.
Okay.
And the orange slush.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you get the chili dog, the onion rings, and the orange slush. It's like McDonald's, though. You can only do that about once every 3 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like a treat. Like if we go to a concert or we have something to go to downtown, we'll always go to the Varsity to eat because we don't go downtown all the time. So
that sounds good.
you gotta try it, girl. Gotta try the Varsity.